It's the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show.
Always get your to-go with the new $10 Tastemaker from Pizza Hut. A large pizza with up to 3 toppings for just $10. Choose contactless delivery or curbside pickup at pizzahut.com.
Lakers basketball is a final.
877-710 ESPN.
Recapping Lakers playoff basketball tonight. Game 3 of the NBA Finals. It's the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show.
Tipping off now.
Here's Alan Sliwa.
All right, frustrating loss for the Los Angeles Lakers, 115-104 the final score over the Miami Heat. We got a series here, 2-1. Lakers came out the gate, 10 turnovers in the first quarter. Tough to recover from that. Obviously playing from behind the entire game. This is what we'll do in tonight's postgame show. We'll take a ton of your calls, 877-710-ESPN if you want to be a part of the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show. Quick thoughts on this game. Missed opportunity. That's the best way I could put it. A missed opportunity. Jimmy Butler was amazing, absolutely owned the Los Angeles Lakers. But you're too good of a team, and you have too much star power, and you have really an answer to what any team throws at you. And I know you could have off nights. That's part of the NBA. Certainly, we've seen this Los Angeles Lakers team. We've seen them lose games they should have won. We've seen them come back and, answer and take challenges in many cases. And certainly just in this playoffs, in the postseason so far, they win a lot of games where you think, okay, maybe this is one that they fall into a trap to. But when I say it's a missed opportunity, I don't know what to tell you. That's... You got 2 starters missing for the opposing team, and you have a really inexperienced, when I'm talking about inexperienced, I'm talking about guys like Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero who are getting a ton of minutes. You felt like the Lakers would take advantage of this opportunity, but right out the gate, Lakers were down, double digits in the first quarter, and they did come back, and by the time the first quarter ended, they were only down 4, but they were trying to play catch-up the entire way against the Miami Heat team they're just not going to lay down. I mean, that's just not the way Miami Heat, Eric Spoelstra, Pat Riley, that's not the way they build their teams. The way they build their teams is you're going to have to take them out over a 48-minute span, and you're going to have to take them out over a 7-game set. Miami finds a way to get game number 3, 115-104, the final score. Let me really quick just key in on Anthony Davis for a quick second. So AD 15 points tonight. 5 rebounds, also had 5 turnovers, only took 9 shots, only got to the free throw line 2 times. So we've had moments like this before with Anthony Davis. And I guarantee you by the time I get to Anthony Davis and we get a chance to listen to him in this postgame presser, I guarantee you he's going to say, I wasn't good enough, I should have been better, I will be better, I got to be more aggressive, I can't put myself in foul trouble. I think all those things you're going to hear from Anthony Davis. This is one guy that is not afraid to criticize himself and let everybody know that he's got to be better in performances like this. But I'm going to stay with that. Comes with the territory. When you're a player like Anthony Davis and you're expected every single night to deliver. I was having a conversation with Michael Thompson in the pregame show. Who so far is the finals MVP, LeBron James or Anthony Davis? When you have those types of conversations, those players have to come through every night. And for Anthony Davis, you just can't have a night off. You can't. Lakers cannot afford Anthony Davis to have a night off. And I'm not saying Anthony Davis, the effort wasn't there. I'm not saying Anthony Davis did not want to have a good night. Anthony Davis had a bad night. Anthony Davis is a player where Bam Adebayo is not in the game and you're going up against guys like Myers Leonard or maybe Jay Crowder is guarding him at times or Kelly Olynyk or whatever player is on the court for the Miami Heat. It's, of course, a disadvantage to the Miami Heat, and it's supposed to be a huge advantage for the Lakers. AD just didn't have it going tonight. And the stat that I hate most on his stat line, there's 2 of them actually, 9 shots. He only took 9 shots. That's the stat that bothers me the most tonight. Only took 2 free throws for the Los Angeles Lakers. That just tells me, and I understand he had his fouls and he had foul trouble, so he couldn't be as aggressive, but he's also got to be smarter in that first half of the game is just don't put yourself in foul trouble. There is no solution for the Miami Heat to figure out how to guard you unless you're not in the game. and he wasn't in the game for the most part. Ended up only playing 33 minutes for the Lakers. AD's got to be better. And watch over these next couple of days. I'm starting off with me tonight. Obviously some criticism towards AD. We know how great this player is, and he's got to be there every night for the Lakers. Watch tomorrow. Watch on Tuesday. There's going to be a lot of chatter about Anthony Davis, but it comes with the territory. When you're one of the greats and you perform great, you get a ton of praise. And when you don't perform to your abilities, you also get, obviously people are going to talk about it, and that'll be the case for the next 2 days. And then we'll see if Anthony Davis comes out on Tuesday, dominates, and gets the Lakers a 3-1 lead in this series against the Miami Heat. We'll have to wait and see. And we'll also have to wait to see if Bam Adebayo ends up playing. Let me go to Kyle Kuzma here for a quick second. I do want to play Kyle Kuzma's post-game interview. Kyle Kuzma on the Lakers' 115-104 loss. Kuz ended up with 19 points tonight.
Hey, Kyle, you guys had 20 turnovers tonight. How much did that impact the final score of the game?
A lot, especially anytime you have really over 12, 13, 14 turnovers, that's a lot. So, anytime you have 20 turnovers in a, let alone the finals, the playoff game, it doesn't bode well for you. They just get so many more opportunities to score. We're not even getting shots up. So, it hurts. It hurts for sure. It hurts.
While this team was without two of its top three players, how disappointed are you that you guys couldn't get that 3-0 lead? And are you surprised as well?
Yeah, disappointed for sure. That was our game, and we were just, we let our foot off the gas. We had a lot of mistakes offensively with the turnovers and defensively as well. So, we're disappointed.
How do you get back to what you did the first two games a couple days from now in Game 4?
We just got to not turn the ball over. I think we had in both of those games combined probably 20 turnovers. So if we can, get shots up on the rim, not, handicap ourselves, and then also just clean up, their slip attack. One thing that's really hurting us right now is Olenek, and we got to figure it out because the slip drags is hurting us. It's hurting us right now.
Let's go to Brad Turner.
Kyle, talk about the way Markieff Morris played for you guys. Seemed like he shot the ball very well and was doing his best to keep you guys in the game.
Yeah, Keith made big shots. Just if guys are going to leave us open, our job is the bench unit to hit shots, and he came in and he did that at a high rate today.
Okay, let's go over to Jim on site. I believe we have a few questions there.
Al Duden, go ahead, please. Kyle, you guys have talked about not being complacent and sort of trying to keep the foot on the gas. Have you seen signs of that, or do you feel like this game result reflects maybe some complacency on your part?
I'm not going to say complacency because that's not the type of group we have, and that's not really in our DNA. But, we just had a few mental slips for sure. And that happens. You can't be perfect. You can't be the perfect. Can't be the perfect human. Can't be the perfect basketball player. You're going to make mistakes. But it's our job to, limit those mistakes. If we do that, then, have better mood after games.
All right, that's Kyle Kuzma right there. By the way, Kuz ended up with 19 points, and you heard Markieff Morris also with 19 points. So those two players off the bench, fantastic for the Lakers. But, you also got two starters, Danny Green and KCP, that really, really have struggled these last couple of games, and that certainly is a big part of the loss as well. All right, I want to give a quick shout-out to the Wallace Firm, official personal injury law firm of the Postgame Show all season long. I have a personal relationship with Brad Wallace and his team of attorneys over at the Wallace Firm. No one else I would recommend. Let them help you get the W. No win, no fee. Call them today, 844-844-WINS, or visit wallacewins.com. Lakers lose to the Heat, 115-104 the final score. This is what I'll do when we come back, and I know we got phone lines lit up. I know a lot of Laker fans want to give their thoughts and their opinion on this 11-point loss to the Miami Heat. When we come back, we'll spend some time doing that. Give you guys a chance to Give your thoughts on the game. Lakers lose by 11, 115-104. The good news, they're still up 2-1 in the series. This is the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
Hey, it's Keyshawn.
You ready?
LA's mega sports lineup.
Are you ready?
On LA's mega sports station.
Start your day with me, Keyshawn, 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. Keyshawn, J. Will, Zubin, and Travis Rogers. Here with you each weekday morning. Mike Greenberg, Greeny, is back on your radio from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. At 11, you loved him for years on 710. Max is back. Max Kellerman for your lunch hour. And at 1 p.m., my guys Mason and Ireland are back in middays until 4 p.m. How about a little afternoon flavor with George Sedano and LZ Granderson? Sedano and LZ until 7. And the LA Sports Talk Now don't stop until 10 p.m. each weeknight. Scott Kaplan holds it down at night.
The all-new 710.
Don't get it twisted, homeboy. The best sports talk in LA on 710 ESPN.
On 710 ESPN.
With Pizza Hut, everyone ends up winning. And with the new Double It Box, you get 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas in one box. So they can choose what they want, and you get the taste that you enjoy. Order the Double It Box for carryout or delivery at pizzahut.com. Prices, charges, and minimums vary. Delivery charge, not a tip.
LA's mega sports station. Your Lakers station. 710 ESPN.
We want to embody what Kobe Bryant stood for and honor his memory.
The Mamba mentality's in full effect for the NBA Finals as the Lakers reach the final step on mission number 17.
Pull it back, Kobe.
Every time you put on purple and gold, you think about his legacy, you think about him and what he meant to this franchise for 20 plus years.
Pull it back, Kobe.
Just looking down at the jersey and Coach telling us is just a constant reminder that Kobe's with us and we kind of have his spirit in those jerseys.
The spirit of the Mamba lives in us all, every day, every step of the playoffs, and every big shot.
Rondo brings in Anthony Davis, 3 for the win. He got it! No time on the clock. It's over.
It's a shot Kobe Bryant would hit. It's a Mamba shot.
Pull it back, Kobe.
Share every moment with us. The race for the ring at number 17 as we do it for Kobe.
710 ESPN.
Pull it back, Kobe.
All-time starting 5. Who you putting in that top 5?
All-time starting 5 for the Lakers. I'm going Magic at the 1, Jerry West at the 2, Kobe at the 3, myself at the 4, and Shaq at the 5. I mean, Shaq is so dominant, man. I love Kareem too, man. I can't even front on that, man. But Shaq's so dominant. It's we need a big because I'm playing the 4, so we need a big.
AD already put himself in the top 5.
Oh, AD put himself in the top 5. Well, he could take me out. Put AD in the top 5. Take me out, dude.
All-time Lakers 5. You're putting together a Lakers starting lineup. Who's in that top 5?
Ooh.
You go position by position.
Yeah. You got to go Magic at point. Kobe at 2. I'm going to go James Worthy at 3. We're going to put him at the 3. He can play 3. At the 4, that's tough. 4, we're just going to go size. Young Shaq at the 4 and Wilt at the 5.
No one's going to argue that.
Yeah. That's a tough lineup.
With Pizza Hut, everyone ends up winning. And with the new Double It Box, you get 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas in one box. So they can choose what they want.
To go with the new $10 tastemaker from Pizza Hut. A large pizza with up to 3 toppings for just $10. Choose contactless delivery or curbside pickup at pizzahut.com.
Hi, this is Anthony Davis of your Los Angeles Lakers.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
It's time for Lakers postgame with Sliwa.
Now, here's Alan Sliwa.
Points in the Paint all season long is sponsored by Vista Paint, locally owned, manufactured, and operated, and with over 1,300 Vista Paint colors. Your perfect paint expression is at Vista Paint right now, and don't forget, visit VistaPaint.com for your discount color sampler. This one wasn't close. 52-34 Miami Heat points in the paint. That goes back to some of my points I was making about Anthony Davis, and Lakers just made life so difficult for themselves, and you're really falling into the Miami Heat's trap when you're taking as many threes as the Lakers are taking. They took 42 three-pointers tonight. They took 46 on Friday. And if you're the Miami Heat, you take your chances with that all day long. You just live with players like Markieff and KUZMA and some of these other guys, KCP and Danny Green taking these threes because you really don't have any other option. So the Lakers certainly fell into that trap tonight. Okay, let's take some calls. 877-710-ESPN. Ken in Orange County, why don't you get things started? Go ahead, bud. You're on the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show.
Hi there. Well, you hit a couple of the points. I don't think Davis came today to play. It just wasn't like him. He wasn't even attempting to shoot the ball. And then LeBron was trying to make up for that, and he ended up with 8 turnovers. The big problem, as you pointed out, is your guards. When Green and KCP are a minus 41 and are 1 for 11, and this is the second game in a row it's been like that, isn't it time to start Caruso and Rondo, who have been much, much better than the starting guards that the Lakers have?
Well, I'll tell you what, Ken, I appreciate you calling in. I'm going to try and get to as many calls as I can right now, but let me start off first with Anthony Davis. Yeah, no excuse. I don't know what you want me to tell you. Go look at AD's stat line, and I don't have to sit here and obviously continue to beat a dead horse, but the bottom line is this. You're one of the best players in the NBA, and to only have 9 shot attempts and 2 free throw attempts. Forget how many points, forget all of that. It's not enough. We didn't feel Anthony Davis's impact in tonight's game. And if you want to throw, okay, well, there's foul trouble. He was in foul trouble. He couldn't be aggressive. Well, that's okay. That's part of, what makes a 48-minute stretch. How's he going to get in foul trouble when he doesn't have to guard any elite player down low? So I'm sure Anthony Davis is going to learn from this and hopefully come back in game 4 and dominate, because that's what he should be doing against the Miami Heat. And I'm not trying to take credit away from the Miami Heat. Give them credit. They deserve to win tonight. 115-104, Jimmy Butler putting up 40 points and getting a triple-double. They deserve credit. What I'm saying is Lakers are a much better team than what they showed tonight. As far as KCP and Danny Green, I don't know what to tell you, but those are major minutes. And, at least in these last couple of games, they've definitely hurt the Lakers. Raymond in Inglewood, go ahead, bud. You're on the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show.
What's going on, Alan? Thank you for taking my call. I want to make one quick point. It seems to me like Butler's doing the exact same thing that LeBron does on screen and roll. And what he's doing is he's pointing out who's ever guarding KCP or Danny Green or Caruso or Morris, and he's having the screener come, and then the Lakers keep switching. And what I don't understand is why isn't LeBron fighting underneath the screen and AD? I don't want to see nobody else in this series guarding Butler but AD or LeBron. And it just seems to me like Butler kind of confused us today with the same screen and roll, and then we kept switching KCP.
We didn't do anything different, Raymond. We didn't. And just to play off of your point, why not trap him? If let's say if LeBron's getting screened, I'd go through the screen and I would just trap Jimmy, get the ball out of Jimmy Butler's hands. Every time Butler had the ball, obviously he controlled everything for them. So I agree with you with what you're saying, and trap him. Just get the ball out of his hands.
Right. I don't have no problem with getting the ball out of his hands, but realistically, if the game is close on Tuesday night, I don't want nobody else guarding Butler but Bron or AD.
And maybe Markieff. And maybe Markieff. Raymond, thank you for calling in. I agree. All Miami is hoping for is, are you guys going to actually switch? Wait. You're going to have KCP or Danny Green, who's probably 20 pounds lighter and doesn't have the height advantage that Jimmy Butler does. Look, the Lakers are going to make their adjustments. I got confidence in this Lakers team that what we saw tonight won't happen again, but damn, that was a lot of Jimmy Butler tonight. Steve in Los Angeles, go ahead, bud. You're on the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show.
Yeah, hi, Alan. It looked like back in the 80s and 70s when people thought about the conspiracy theory, it looked like the Lakers and ABC signed an agreement to make sure there'd be a couple games during Major League Baseball.
Well, I wish they gave me a heads up so I wasn't so frustrated tonight.
Yeah, but as far as the basketball point of view, Alan, I mean, this is not only tonight, this is in the future. Danny Green has no business starting anymore for an NBA team. If he's not hitting threes, he's a liability on defense. Avery Bradley comes back next year. Do you expect more younger legs in the rotation next year? He has no business starting, and neither does JaVale. But as far as this series, it looked like they signed an agreement with ABC to make sure they had competition with the Dodgers. because Frank had you're right, they didn't double team. So it was a total team loss between Frank. Oh, by the way, when KCP, Rondo, and Green were so negative, I thought, why don't you go Caruso, Kuz, Marquise?
Steve, I appreciate you calling in. I want to get to Lakers head coach Frank Vogel. Thank you for calling in. I don't think there's a conspiracy. I think the Lakers lost the game and lost an opportunity tonight. They're down 2 games to 1, or they're up 2 games to 1, so that's the only good news right now. 115-104. Keep lining up these phone calls, 877-710-ESPN. Here's Lakers head coach Frank Vogel.
Hey, Frank, I know you talked about this in the first quarter interview, the 10 turnovers in that first quarter. How did you think that was emblematic of just the general effort tonight, if at all?
It wasn't about effort. It was just about execution. But again, credit their defense. They played a terrific game, forced a lot of those turnovers. We'll look at the tape and see how we can be better.
Allison, go ahead.
Okay, we'll start with David Benjamin.
Frank, you mentioned the turnovers. Does it feel like a different series now? Obviously, they get their first win on the board, but with the looming potential return of Bam Adebayo, and was it feel like prepping for Game 4 as you turn the page?
Well, we've had great respect for this team from the start. It didn't change after Game 1. It didn't change after Game 2. Even with guys out, we still have great respect. We saw that in Game 2, what they're capable of from an offensive firepower standpoint, defensive competitiveness standpoint. So, they're going to be a great opponent with those guys or without them.
How's it?
It's another tough night for Danny and KCP, and obviously, in that starting lineup, they help space, and it's a dangerous weapon against the zone. What do you see out of their performances the last 2 games, and is there – obviously they've been through some slumps before, but is there a way you kind of get them through that?
Yeah, just stay the course. Those guys will be fine. They've been great for us all year. And, we have to execute as a group better. We execute as a group better, have more intent to get a higher shot quality, then those guys will be fine.
We'll go back to Will.
All right, thank you. Bill Plaschke?
Yeah, Frank, did it bother you at all that a couple of your players walked off the court before the game was over with?
I think they thought the game was over. I don't think they realized there was point whatever still on the clock.
All right, I'm going to take 2 more on my side. Brian Mahoney.
Frank, did you guys think you got thrown out of rhythm right away by Davis's early foul trouble? I know LeBron came back in the game pretty quickly, but it seemed like you just getting rhythm at the first quarter there.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Did you guys think you never got a rhythm with the Davis early foul trouble in that first quarter?
Yeah, I think that impacted us some, but we've been in foul trouble before, and you have to play through it. That's part of the game. We see that all throughout the course of the season and in the playoffs, and you have to be able to adapt and adjust. It probably had a small factor on our offensive rhythm, but we just got to be better overall on both ends.
All right, last one on my side, Melissa.
Hey, Frank. Jimmy Butler in his walk-off interview mentioned that the key to this series is keeping you guys off of the boards. How can you guys keep playing the way you guys want to play while also limiting Jimmy Butler?
Well, we definitely have to do a better job on Jimmy. He had 40 and 13. Identifying the right situations to help, the right situations not to help. We didn't do a good job in those situations, but obviously we'll look at the tape and see ways we can be better.
All right, that's Lakers head coach Frank Vogel. A lot to work on over the next 48 hours for the Los Angeles Lakers. And, man, how big has Game 4 become? You either have a series against the Miami Heat, a dogfight against the Miami Heat, or you go up 3-1. So we obviously don't have to wait too long to find out what happens on that front. Okay, let's do this when we come back. More of your phone calls, 877-710-ESPN. I know we got a lot of people on hold. I'll do my best to try to get to all of them as many as we can as we come back from commercial break. Plus, LeBron James, LBJ, I thought was the only starter that you could depend on in tonight's game, even though the bench players for the Lakers were great. More of your calls. LeBron James coming up next. Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
Hey, it's Keyshawn. You ready? LA's mega sports lineup.
Are you ready?
On LA's mega sports station. Start your day with me, Keyshawn, 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. Keyshawn, Jay Will, Zubin, and Travis Rogers. Here with you each weekday morning. Mike Greenberg, Greeny is back on your radio from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. At 11, you loved him for years on 710. Max is back. Max Kellerman for your lunch hour. And at 1 p.m., my guys Mason and Ireland are back in middays until 4 p.m. How about a little afternoon flavor with George Sedano and LZ Granderson? Sedano and LZ until 7. And the LA Sports Talk Now don't stop until 10 p.m. each weeknight. Scott Kaplan holds it down at night. The all-new 710. Don't get it twisted, homeboy. The best sports talk in LA on 710 ESPN.
On 710 ESPN.
With Pizza Hut, everyone ends up winning. And with the new Double It Box, you get 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas in one box. So they can choose what they want, and you get the taste that you enjoy. Order the Double It Box for carryout or delivery at pizzahut.com. Prices, charges, and minimums vary. Delivery charge, not a tip.
LA's mega sports station. Your Lakers station. 710 ESPN.
We want to embody what Kobe Bryant stood for and honor his memory.
The Mamba mentality's in full effect for the NBA Finals as the Lakers reach the final step on mission number 17.
Pull it back, Kobe.
Every time you put on purple and gold, you think about his legacy, you think about him and what he meant to this franchise for 20-plus years.
Pull it back, Kobe.
Just looking down at the jersey and Coach telling us is just a constant reminder that Kobe's with us and we kind of have his spirit in those jerseys.
The spirit of the Mamba lives in us all, every day, every step of the playoffs, and every big shot.
Rondo brings in Anthony Davis, 3 for the win. He got it! No time on the clock. It's over.
That's a shot Kobe Bryant would hit. It's a Mamba shot.
Pull it back, Kobe.
Share every moment with us. The race for the ring at number 17 as we do it for Kobe.
710 ESPN.
Pull it back, Kobe.
All-time Lakers starting 5. Who's in your starting 5?
Am I now a part of that roster now? I could be a part of that.
Do whatever you need to do.
Okay, I have Magic, Kobe at the 2, LJ at the 3. I'm at the 4. Got to go with the most dominant ever, Shaq at the 5.
That's a pretty good starting 5 right there. Pretty good.
Ooh, that's tough. I have Magic at the 1, Kobe at the 2, LeBron at the 3. Ooh, this.
Get your to-go with the new $10 tastemaker from Pizza Hut. A large pizza with up to 3 toppings for just $10. Choose contactless delivery or curbside pickup at pizzahut.com.
Once again,
here's Alan Sliwa.
Lakers basketball on 710 ESPN is brought to you by Metro. Metro continues to strengthen cleaning on our buses and trains with added services to help maintain social distancing. For your essential trips, learn more at metro.net/we're here for you. Lakers lose to the Miami Heat 115-104, the final score. I do want to go to LeBron James. Before I do that, I want to grab as many calls as possible real quick. Brian in Nashville, thank you for calling. You're on the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show. Go ahead, Brian.
Hey, Alan. Thanks for taking my call. I'm going to hit you with my rapid-fire hot takes again, buddy. A lot of people are talking about Danny Green. We all know Danny Green's trash, okay? But Danny Green, that's a Vogel issue, okay? I'm putting the blame at Vogel's feet now because we've seen Danny Green be like this for a long time. He needs to do something about it. It's time to call up Horton Tucker off the bench or Waiter, somebody that's going to – or give somebody else some more minutes. But what I really want to talk about is nobody else wants to give LeBron James blame anymore. I know he's a great player, but he is the leader, okay? And for him to just be shying away from the defensive assignment on Jimmy Butler is unacceptable. We've seen him play lockdown defense on Jamal Murray and be the guy that we need him to be. But tonight we didn't see that, Alan. He just allowed himself to be switched off those screens way too easily. There was no fight of him trying to stay on Jimmy Butler. And then everybody else just stayed around on the perimeter and watched him go to work one-on-one versus whoever he was wanting to go to work on. It was way too easy. This is all about the defense. And I put that on LeBron James and Frank Vogel tonight. They're going to have to come up with a better game plan to take the ball out of Jimmy's hands. If the other guys beat you when there's no Bam Adebayo or Goran Dragic, then we live with that. But we cannot live with Jimmy Butler going off for a 40-point triple-double with nobody even trying to possibly stop
Brian,
him.
appreciate you calling. I'm going to squeeze in a couple quick calls here. Let me just say this. I'm sorry. I cannot play in the I blame LeBron James game on this one. Should LeBron have been fighting through some of those screens? I actually agree with you. LeBron, Markieff Morris, and Anthony Davis should be the only three guys guarding Jimmy Butler. And if that takes double teaming him to then eventually get somebody else off of him like Jimmy Butler was doing guarding LeBron James, that's what they should have done. But I could point out a lot of other fingers before I pointed at LeBron James tonight. I could point it at Anthony Davis, like you mentioned. It's also up to Coach on some of those adjustments, figuring out what to do with Jimmy Butler. I appreciate and respect LeBron's effort. He's doing it on a night-in, night-out basis, and that's why he's the best player in the world. He's not perfect, but I don't blame tonight's 115-104 loss to LeBron James. Ryan in Fresno, go ahead, bud. You're on the Lakers postgame show.
How you doing, Alan?
Good, man. Good. Thank you for calling in.
No, I appreciate you taking my call, man. I guess you can go off what the last caller was saying. LeBron was kind of our only hope tonight. If you want, my AD wasn't there in the first half. AD had, 9 shots tonight?
9 shots total, 2 free throws. Can't happen, bud. It just can't happen.
Exactly, and to add to what he's saying, about Danny Green, I've called in, I've said about Danny Green plenty of times. 0-6. Between him and KCP going 1 of 11, that's pretty rough, but at the same time, we had 19 turnovers, man, and Jimmy Butler dropping a 40-point triple-double. I just don't see that happening again.
Mm-hmm.
I think this was a good wake-up call.
Well, I appreciate you calling in. I'll say this. The good news about the loss tonight, you got another game coming up on Tuesday. You don't have to wait too long. 48 hours from now, we'll be playing basketball. It's a 6 o'clock tip-off, a 4 o'clock pregame show. So the Lakers will have chances to, obviously start fighting back and figuring things out. Couple quick plugs. Keyshawn, J. Will, Zubin, and Travis tomorrow, 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. Then myself and Travis Rogers will go live and local from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. So we'll get a chance tomorrow also in the morning, starting at 5 a.m. and especially 9 to 11 a.m. to take a lot of your calls to react really to the weekend, react to the Lakers, the Rams, Dodgers. We'll start their series coming up on Tuesday. One more quick call, and then we'll go to LeBron James. Ian in Redondo Beach. Go ahead, Ian.
Hey, Alan, I think a lot of people are overreacting to this Laker game. Everyone's pissed off. I think, shoot 43% from the field. Anthony Davis, 15 points, 20 turnovers. And for the most part, it was a close game. So, all that said, this isn't happening again. Butler's not going for 40. I see us winning comfortably in Game 4.
Ian, appreciate you calling in, all right, man? Listen, I think there's more to it, and let me explain what I mean on this. When you say that we're overreacting, which, by the way, that happens all the time. Lakers get a win, we're marching to an NBA championship. Lakers get a loss, the world's about to end. So you're 100% always there's an overreaction. But this is what I'll emphasize. What I'll emphasize is Miami is missing 2 starters. You got a chance to go up 3-0 in the NBA Finals. You have a chance tonight. You could have punched your ticket. No team has ever came back from down 3-0. And I'm still confident Lakers are going to win this series. But I don't think that's an overreaction. Goran Dragic didn't play tonight. Bam Adebayo didn't play tonight. 2 starters didn't go for Miami. You let one guy beat Anthony Davis, LeBron James, Rajon Rondo, Kyle Kuzma. Go down the list of all the talent that the Lakers have. I think that's the frustrating part for a lot of Laker fans here. So I don't think it's actually an overreaction. All right, here's LeBron James on the 11-point loss to the Miami Heat. Lakers with still a 2-1 lead over the Heat on the series.
Hey, LeBron, was there anything that you noticed in that first quarter about just the general way the team was playing and the turnovers that surprised you? And how did that play out for the rest of the game?
No, we know that we can't turn the ball over versus this team. They're very active defensively. And it starts with myself being the starting point guard of the team, having 5 first-half turnovers, 8 total for the game is can't do that, obviously, because it gives them more possessions. It doesn't allow us to set our defense. And they're really, really good offensively. So just can't turn the ball over versus that team, and I'll take full responsibility for that.
You've had a 40-point triple-double in the finals before. Just wondered what you thought of Jimmy's effort tonight and how you guys need to defend him better or differently in game 4.
I thought Jimmy was phenomenal. He did everything that they needed for him to do tonight, and he came through big time in a big-time game. And we'll watch the film and see ways we can be better going into game 4. But I thought he was great.
LeBron, Anthony got into some foul trouble early and had a little trouble getting going. What did you see happening with him? And, just that. What did you see happening with him?
You just said it. He got into some foul trouble. And, they even, one of the shots that he made when he had 4 fouls, they still try to slide up underneath him and get him a 5th and a 3rd. So, I think the foul trouble made him a little passive, because he wanted to be out on the floor, but he couldn't be his aggressive self. Offensively and defensively. I think the foul slowed him down a lot tonight.
Allison?
LeBron, despite it seemingly Miami controlling the action, holding the lead for most of the start of the game, you guys would take a lead around 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. From there on, what do you think allowed them to separate from you guys?
They continued to make shots, and we had some turnovers. We didn't make shots. They came down and executed after we took the lead. And Jimmy had, like I said, he had his hand on all those plays pretty much. Obviously, we got to do a better job of that coming down in the stretch. But I like our fight tonight, even as poorly as I believe we played.
You guys obviously had a chance to take a 3-0 lead. Are you concerned about kind of giving Miami sort of a breath of fresh air and with the possibility that Bam returns in the next game? Do you feel like opportunity missed in that way?
You have an opportunity, and if you don't make the most of it, then you come back the next time. It's not like the series wasn't over if we won tonight, and we know for sure that Miami is never going to quit, no matter if we won tonight and they're going into a game 4 of 3-1. I know how resilient that bunch is and how resilient their coaching staff is and their franchise. So, I don't ever feel like we went into it and haven't, let our guard down and also I don't feel like we're concerned. We're not concerned. We know we can play a lot better. We have another opportunity to take a commanding lead on Tuesday. So you relish that opportunity.
Yeah.
LeBron, when you guys have lost games this postseason, you've responded very well. What is it about this group that's handled quick adjustments that has bounced back from losses so well in this playoffs?
Well, we learn from our mistakes pretty quick. And obviously right now with games being every other day, pretty much it's the film room. It's the film room, and it's how well we can make adjustments from the film and take it to the floor. And we've done a great job throughout this postseason. So we're going to definitely have to do that. We're playing versus a very, 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 very good team. And we have to learn from our mistakes and be better on Tuesday.
Ron, it's usually pretty fun when you and Jimmy play against each other over the years. Would you say that you enjoy playing against him? You respect playing against him? Where is your level and sort of emotions toward him as you go against him over and over in different teams, different cities?
Yeah, love it. Love it. One of the best competitors that we have in our game. And, we love that opportunity. Like I said, for me personally, I don't know how many more opportunities I'm going to have. So, to be able to go against a fierce competitor like that is something I'll look back on when I'm done playing, but I miss those moments.
And we'll take the last two with Will on Zoom.
All right, thank you. Bill Plaschke.
Yeah, LeBron, when you walked off the court with about 10 seconds left, was that frustration or do you think the game was over?
Both.
All right, last one, Melissa Rolla.
Hey, LeBron, would you say tonight's loss was more about effort or execution or a combination of the two?
I just think we could be better, obviously. I don't think we started the game defensively in tune and then offensively taking care of the ball. Like I said, we had some some careless turnovers. And it starts with me, like I said, and I take full responsibility of that. I'll be a lot better on Tuesday with that, understanding that they're very good with their hands. They're very good with the stripping, and you can't allow this team to have extra possession. You can't turn the ball over at that high rate versus a team, especially at this point in the season as well. So, I'll be a lot better, with the security of the ball and the turnovers and things of that nature, and we as a team will be a lot better defensively with our game plan.
All right, that's LeBron James right there. What he's referring to, turnovers for the Lakers. 19 total turnovers. LeBron James had 8 of those turnovers. Anthony Davis had 5 of them, so 13 coming from the big guns for the Lakers. When we come back, we'll take more of your phone calls. 877-710-ESPN. Lakers lose to the Miami Heat. 115-104 the final score. Plus, we'll hear from Anthony Davis. Not AD's night tonight. We'll get his thoughts on what he thought of his performance and the team's performance. I'm Alan Sliwa, and this is the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
Hey, it's Keyshawn.
You ready?
LA's mega sports lineup.
Are you ready?
On LA's mega sports station. Start your day with me, Keyshawn. 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. Keyshawn, Jay Will, Zubin, and Travis Rogers. Here with you each weekday morning. Mike Greenberg. Greeny is back on your radio from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. At 11, you loved him for years on 710. Max is back. Max Kellerman for your lunch hour. And at 1 p.m., my guys Mason and Ireland are back in middays until 4 p.m. How about a little afternoon flavor with George Sedano and LZ Granderson? Sedano and LZ until 7. And the LA Sports Talk Now don't stop until 10 p.m. each weeknight. Scott Kaplan holds it down at night. The all-new 710. Don't get it twisted, homeboy. The best sports talk in LA on 710 ESPN.
On 710 ESPN.
With Pizza Hut, everyone ends up winning. And with the new Double It Box, you get 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas in one box. So they can choose what they want, and you get the taste that you enjoy. Order the Double It Box for carryout or delivery at pizzahut.com. Prices, charges, and minimums vary. Delivery charge, not a tip.
LA's mega sports station, your Lakers station, 710 ESPN.
We want to embody what Kobe Bryant stood for and honor his memory.
The Mamba mentality's in full effect for the NBA Finals as the Lakers reach the final step on mission number 17.
Pull it back, Kobe.
Every time you put on purple and gold, you think about his legacy, you think about him and what he meant to this franchise for 20-plus years.
Pull it back, Kobe.
Just looking down at the jersey and Coach telling us is just a constant reminder that Kobe's with us and we kind of have his spirit in those jerseys.
The spirit of the Mamba lives in us all, every day, every step of the playoffs, and every big shot.
Rondo brings in Anthony Davis, 3 for the win. He got it! No time on the clock. It's over.
It's a shot Kobe Bryant would hit. It's a Mamba shot.
Pull it back, Kobe.
Share every moment with us. The race for the ring at number 17 as we do it for Kobe.
710 ESPN.
Pull it back, Kobe.
All-time starting 5. Who you putting in that top 5?
All-time starting 5 for the Lakers. I'm going Magic at the 1, Jerry West at the 2, Kobe at the 3, myself at the 4, and Shaq at the 5. I mean, Shaq is so dominant, man. I love Kareem too, man. I can't even front on that, man. But Shaq's so dominant. It's we need a big because I'm playing the 4, so we need a big.
AD already put himself in the top 5.
Oh, AD put himself in the top 5. Well, he could take me out. Put AD in the top 5. Take me out, dude.
All-time Lakers 5. You're putting together a Lakers starting lineup. Who's in that top 5?
Ooh.
You go position by position.
Yeah. You got to go Magic at point. Kobe at 2. I'm going to go James Worthy at 3. We're going to put him at the 3. He can play 3. At the 4, that's tough. 4, we're just going to go size. Young Shaq at the 4 and Wilt at the 5.
No one's going to argue that.
Yeah. That's a tough lineup.
With Pizza Hut, everyone ends up winning. And with the new Double It Box, you get 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas in one box. So they can choose what they want, and you get the taste that you enjoy. Order the Double It Box for carryout or delivery at pizzahut.com. Prices, charges, and minimums vary. Delivery charge, not a tip.
Lakers Line.
Always get your to-go with the new $10 tastemaker from Pizza Hut. A large pizza with up to 3 toppings for just $10. Choose contactless delivery or curbside pickup at pizzahut.com.
Hi, this is Anthony Davis of your Los Angeles Lakers.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
It's time for Lakers Postgame with Sliwa.
Now, here's Alan Sliwa.
Lakers basketball on 710 ESPN is brought to you by your Southern California Chevy dealers. It's the Chevy Open Road Sales Event. Head to your Southern California Chevy dealers today for incredible offers and visit SoCalChevy.com for more. Lakers lose 115-104 versus the Miami Heat. Tuesday will be Game 4. I mean, how big does Game 4 become? You either go up 3-1, which, by the way, let me just say, Lakers have been in this position now already 3 times this postseason. Against Portland, they were up 2-1. Against Houston and against the Denver Nuggets, they were up 2-1. And in that critical Game 4, Lakers came through every time and took a 3-1 lead in the series and then ended up closing the series out in 5. I'm not saying that's going to happen here. I'm not saying you could take too much from that. But Lakers have been in this position before, and every time they've been in this spot, they delivered. So they'll get a chance on Tuesday to hear all the critics, to hear everybody praise Jimmy Butler, to hear everybody say Miami Heat's making it a series. And then we'll find out if the Lakers do something about it on Tuesday. Brian in Temecula, appreciate you calling in, Brian. You're on the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
How you guys doing? Tough loss tonight, but I don't want to nitpick anything. We're in the finals, so I don't want to be too hard on anyone. But there's one major issue I would like you guys to address.
Okay.
It's bugged me all year long, and it's Anthony Davis. I'm not understanding why possession after possession after possession, he's being used standing at the three-point line for the entire possession, and why they're not running a LeBron, Anthony Davis pick and roll, which will be the most deadliest offensive weapon, arguably in NBA history. Why is no coach mentioning it? It would also limit his injuries. I just don't understand why it's not being used at all.
Well, Brian, I don't really have a way to explain. I appreciate you calling in AD tonight to begin with. You know, the Lakers were outscored by 18 points in the points in the paint. So by 18 in a stat that they should never lose, where there's no big man for the Miami Heat. They spread the floor. Jimmy Butler did a lot of his work down low. As far as a pick and roll with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, too many possessions tonight where AD was on the perimeter, or he wasn't calling for the ball, or he wasn't aggressive, or he wasn't demanding the ball. Too many of those possessions. That just simply put, too many of those. Maurice in Torrance, thank you for calling in, bud. You're on the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show.
Hey, Alan, thank you for taking my call.
You got it, man.
Everybody's overdoing the one loss. Like you said, this is our third loss. This crew to come in this first year and do what they're doing, it's amazing. Let's enjoy some basketball. Let's not beat them down to death. Come on, it's one game. These guys are resilient. I mean, it's a dogfight. You think Miami's just going to lay down? They're not going to lay down. And you got to expect that Jimmy Butler is going to do his thing. Other than we got to be firing on all four, and I think we're just overdoing the one loss. Enjoy some basketball, guys.
Maurice, appreciate you calling in. Thank you, man. We are in the business of overreacting. This is what I do. I overreact. Listen, I think it's one thing if you lost to – if one player didn't dominate the way Jimmy Butler did, if AD went off and the Lakers just lost because Miami was better from tip to finish, and if they had their 2 starters and you figured this wasn't a missed opportunity, maybe it's a different story. But I thought it was a missed opportunity tonight. All right, let's hear from Anthony Davis. I know a lot of people want to hear from him. Here's AD on the Lakers' 11-point loss.
Hey, Anthony, LeBron said he felt like the early foul trouble impacted the way that you were able to play and potentially how aggressive you could be. What did you think that impact had for you, and how did you analyze the way the game went overall for you?
It had an impact. Picked up 2 early. They come in and get the 3rd. So it takes away the aggressiveness on both ends of the floor that I'm used to playing with. And, those guys like to take charges or whatever and, try to draw offensive fouls. So it took away the aggressiveness a little bit. Still have to be better, still have to find ways to affect the game, on both ends of the floor. But it definitely took me out, and put a little bit too much pressure on the other guys.
That first quarter, you had 10 turnovers that LeBron noted to. Many of them were between him and you. You guys are the leaders of the team. What did you see from an execution standpoint on offense and how that might have impacted things?
just silly turnovers. I mean, I had 4 offensive fouls, miscommunication on some passes, but we just have to be better overall. I mean, we'll be fine. We make shots. We didn't defend at all tonight. They made big shots, made some good plays. Trust me, we'll be fine.
What do you attribute some of that to? When you say we didn't defend at all tonight, why do you think that was?
I just wasn't talking on the defensive end. Our schemes were set up for certain situations, and we didn't execute them. We were getting confused on a lot of things. They had wide open looks that they missed early and made late. 3 we were letting Jimmy get into a strong hand too many times, get into the basket, getting and ones, or get into the free throw line. We were letting guys get to the rim easily with no contact. Our low man help wasn't there tonight. We just had too many communication plays. And I think it just carryover from the first 2 games. First 2 games late in the game, we had a good lead. It didn't hurt us. We didn't play well defensively late games, so we didn't do that all. We didn't do well all tonight on defensive end, and it made us play.
Allison?
AD, so much of this run for your team has been coinciding with your personal journey. Your first conference finals, first buzzer beater, first finals wins, now it's the first finals loss. How are you internalizing it, and how do you expect the next 48 hours to go for you leading up to Game 4?
I'll be fine. I mean, I just have to be better. Both ends on the floor, like I said. Foul trouble. Bringing the energy. The team relies on me bringing that energy to start the game, and when you pick up 2 fouls, guys come in earlier, things like that. So I just have to be better. But that was one loss. We're still up in this series. Like I said, we never want to get too high. We don't want to get too low. But we'll look at the film, see where I can be better on both ends, see where we can be better as a team. Come out Game 4, much better than we played tonight.
AD, Kyle mentioned the slip screens and things. Obviously, Kelly Olynyk had a huge game. What's sort of your responsibility in that, and what can be done to kind of make that less effective against you guys with the way that they've used Kelly tonight?
Communication, just talking. We know that he rarely sets screens, so we just have to talk to the guy on the ball, just let him know what's going on, so there's no miscommunication, and let either the guy who's handling or the guy who's setting the screen, which is Kelly, get open shots. So we just got to talk, and communication solves every problem. So and then having our help, being ready to rotate if it is miscommunication on the ball. So like I said, we're bad in all aspects on the defensive end tonight, but we'll be better Game 4.
One thing you could trust from Anthony Davis, if he has a bad game or the Lakers have a bad game, he's going to put it on his shoulders. He says, we got to be better, got to find ways to it. He's got to find ways to affect the game. He said, trust me, we'll be fine. Lakers Game 5 or Game 4 coming up on Tuesday. Tip-off at 6 o'clock, pregame show at 4 o'clock. Lakers still another chance to get their 3rd win, still 2 wins away from an NBA championship. Quick plug here, Keyshawn, J. Will, Zubin, and Travis, 5 a.m. tomorrow till 9 a.m., and then Travis Rogers and myself will go live and local from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., so make sure to be a part of us and react to the Los Angeles Lakers all day tomorrow. Thank you to everybody that tuned in. Appreciate it. 115-104, Lakers lose to the Heat. I'm Alan Sliwa, and this has been the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
Thank you for listening to Lakers basketball tonight. The Miami Heat show some fight in Game 3. Heat win, and the purple and gold has a 2-1 series lead.
Lakers basketball on ESPN LA is sponsored by Cincoro Tequila, official sponsor of the Los Angeles Lakers. Lakers basketball. Lakers basketball.
Brought to you by Jiffy Lube. For even more savings, check out jiffylubesocial.com. Brought to you by Mobile Wash. Need a car wash? Download Mobile Wash and have one of our professionals bring the car wash to you in minutes at home or